lost his battle to cancer.
All right, this morning, excuse me, Cox Communications and the USS Midway Museum will announce a major educational partnership.
We want to welcome Cammie Matson. She's a Director of Community Relations for Cox Communications. Cammie, good morning, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what's happening on the USS Midway. It's at 10 o'clock this morning.
Yes, we're making a big announcement. It will be the largest grant of the USS Midway's history that Cox Communications is giving to them. So the amount will be announced then, so I can't give you the secret now. But it is to help their educational programs. They serve over 45,000 youth K through 12 annually, and it expands their berths for their overnight programs. It helps with their remote learning and their field trips.
I know we're waiting for 10 o'clock for the big announcement. Well, what was the previous biggest donation given to the Midway Museum? Not this one, because this is the biggest one.
Right. You know, I don't know exactly, because it wasn't from Cox, so I don't know exactly what it was, but you will be very pleased to hear.
Where will this money go, and what kind of benefits are we looking at here? Because we know some local students will take advantage of this as well.
Yes, it is for every student in K through 12 here in San Diego County. And so with Common Core, it's important to have that experiential learning. And so to be able to go on a ship, whether it's to go overnight or have a field trip, you really learn about the military. Here in San Diego, the military and veterans, it's the largest concentration in the U.S. In fact, for Cox, there's 1 in 10 employees are a veteran.
I want to talk a little bit about Cox and the relationship with the USS Midway. When did that start?
Well, first I'm going to go way back to our founder, James Cox. He was a teacher, so education was important. His daughter, Barbara Cox, was a Navy widow, and she christened the ship in 1945.
No way!
So it's a great family tie.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Okay, so kids are watching right now. What do they have to look forward to more specifically, if you could share it? Just because, like you said, with something that special here in San Diego, right in our backyard for so many kids, it's so awesome to be able to go there and experience. And boy, if you've ever been on the Midway, you know that the gentlemen who work there and the ladies that work there, they have the most amazing stories to tell. You spend 5 minutes with any of them, and that's a history lesson in and of itself.
I think celebrating our freedom, being able to go on the ship, really understanding how the military and the Navy has worked to really help our lives in the future. These kids are learning all kinds of things about previous battles, about workings of today. They're learning about their neighbors. They're learning about their friends. They're really finding out what it's like to be at sea and to engage in war and in our freedom.
Yeah, we talk a lot about education on this show, and it's kind of neat. Like, I think sometimes this stuff gets lost with the kiddos. They're learning about so many other things and not about stuff that's just like history, things that have happened.
Well, there's one thing about classroom learning, right? We've all been there, traditional learning.
Yeah.
It's another thing to have that experiential learning where you're really walking in a ship that has been in the sea, and at the time it was the largest ship in its history. So you can imagine these kids going on, seeing where sailors slept and where the engines worked. You really have a different form of learning when you can be right there.
Talk to us a little bit about Connect to Compete, because this is fantastic, because then you have access to computers, to internet, and this is kind of the goal. A lot of big companies are talking about this. The goal is to get everyone connected so everybody can learn it and have the same source of information.
So this large initiative, Connect to Compete, is helping kids, again, K through 12, who are on the free lunch program get discounted internet. $9.95 for at least 2 years, and actually it's extending beyond that. Free modems, free installations. We're working with a lot of different nonprofits for low-cost or free computers, training. We believe that there should be no difference between someone who has resources and someone who doesn't. We want to be able to have an equal learning platform for all kids in the nation, actually. It's a nationwide program, to have access to tools to help with homework, and to make them be able to compete with grades.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, they get left behind, and that's kind of how it starts. You want to keep going, and everybody. Education is very important.
Yes, it is. Well, Cammie, thank you for being here. We can't even get like a little hint of how much it's going to be.
10 o'clock. Stay tuned.
Like, we're talking.
It's a lot.
A lot. Wait. A lot, or a lot?
Well, you know, I feel like it's a lot.
That's good. I like that. That's very good. The big announcement again today, 10 o'clock in the morning at the USS Midway Museum. Cox Communications announcing this partnership. Donations, again, going towards educational programs. It's going to be amazing. Is this open to the public or is this a private event?
Yes, people can come. Absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Outstanding.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Okay.
Appreciate
It is 7:39. Miss Russo, a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Say that 3 times fast. Still